Right, man, we're just gonna do this extemporaneously. It's so seldom that I improvise, and I don't care if it sucks. Is this the real life? Cause it sure seems like a fantasy caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. But I guess everybody feels that way. That's what I noticed. That's what's so strange about people, man. You ever notice that about people? Every one of them considers themselves the victim. And I suppose, in a certain sense, from their perspective, they're all right. I'll give you a great, the only example I can give you, it's my own example, right? Yeah, I always forget that. I always project on other people. I'm sorry about that. Not that you know, it seems to be the custom nowadays, but it's not really my nature. I always did such a good job as a kid, not really getting involved in gossip and politics and stuff. And even with the Red Sox, I didn't get involved in the sports talk radio and all the energy of that. Because I said, well, that's the whole thing of it, man. It's that the energy's got to transmute. You know what I'm talking about? I think you know what I'm talking about. Because you know how in New England there's a religion. And that religion is called professional sports. And the problem was, they behaved in a most miraculously neurotic, self-fulfillingly sabotaging way, you understand? Because what they were doing, and it makes sense because it's happening much more now and across so many more levels, on bigger stakes too. It's a shame that we haven't learned. I thought I could demonstrate to the masses, not just in New England, to my neighbors, my stubborn neighbors who didn't understand the power of positivity itself. Resolution, you understand? Because the whole deal of it was, the thing with the Red Sox, obviously they had good players. It wasn't that they didn't have good players. It's that the fans were booing them. I mean, what, right? How is that helping? In fact, how is that not the very cause of their losing? And I said, well, I can't think of a single reason. Especially when they all do it together. Now, they might not be as focused as me, because I'm the kind of guy who's willing to give my whole life for this magic stuff. Like, I didn't have much of a life. I really didn't. Everybody thought I was crazy, man. So I said, well, even for my own satisfaction, you gotta understand, we're gonna make the Red Sox win. Why? By calling on ancients. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, because obviously there's players, right? Like, say you got a player, say you got Tom Brady, right? You look at Tom Brady, and I say, well, there's a guy with a certain naivete, in a good sense, a quality. He's not good at football, well, he is, but he's not an athlete. What he is that he's the kind of guy that can buy in and be the other end of the formula. See, he's got to believe in himself, right? He's got to be cool, calm, baby. But then what the other end is, because that's not enough, because everybody can believe in themselves. But you got to get the angel, really, you got to get God believing in you. Because then you get all manner of angelic intervention. Which is what happened with the Red Sox and the Page. They were booing him, man. My God, what did you think was going to happen? They were going to lose, and then what? You're going to blame Babe Ruth for it? I'm not the kind of guy to worship athletes, man. I'm the kind of guy that says, I have a certain respect for the fans. Fans have an energy and a collective influence. It may not be acknowledged. But I thought, well, maybe we can demonstrate it by turning 63s! Or rather, 67s, like Tom Brady, into 99s. Why? Because it's not him. He's not in control of all the variables. Neither is Michael Jordan, because what's Michael Jordan? Is he better at basketball, or does he have magical assistance? Now, of course, this can be, it's hard to prove this. Because you might say, maybe out of nowhere, Tom Brady just became the greatest ever. Maybe it's because he didn't eat strawberries. He gets all nuts. He thinks, I need to deflate and ball. And I need to eat right. I need to get skinny, cute, stay fit. Because, yeah, you believe in yourself. But remember, the angels are going to make magic happen. Like, I'll give you a great example, Tom. I was watching your game in 2001. Deeply involved in magic because I said, well, my life ain't amounting to much. The least I can do is be selfless super fan. Because every fan deep down believes they have all sorts of influence. So I won't hear that I'm uniquely believing this. I'm saying I'm uniquely better at it. Because there's certain times I don't want the Patriots to win. Like this last time. They don't. Now the Celtics might do. Patriots getting too big for the britches. That's why we got give a humble link to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and Robert Kraft. The Hall of Fame means you did it without magic. I'd like to see you do it if it wasn't for the magic. How's it working, Bill Belichick, without the magic? Because the magic makes field goals go fair or foul. Even one time, right, like I said, I'm in 2001, right? I'm in 2001, I'm watching the Patriots. It means everything to me. Because I said, we stepping stones. It's going to be hard to pull the Red Sox off. We need all sorts of magic for that. You have no idea. Well, you do a little bit because it just sort of transmutes everything. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. But the thing of it is, and it was easier then because there was no temptation. No betting on it. I mean, you can bet on it, but expect to lose money if you do. What I'm saying is, you can either support the team selflessly like I did. Like, I don't even expect you to believe me. I'm just doing this for my own catharsis, to be perfectly honest with you. No one ever believed me. They called me crazy as a kid, even though ask any baseball player who ever lived whether he believes in magic. As they say nowadays, everybody's so effing clever because they grew up with the smartphones. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious, right? Now me, I'm the most stitious. And I said, well, what we can do is the cheering down. They were cheering in Bostonians. They were cheering in Boston, but they were cheering down. They expected the Red Sox to lose. Like the metaphor of Good Will Hunting. You see, he had a trauma. Yeah, the Red Sox had historical traumas, but what they didn't realize is in the vast majority of cases, obviously they're not the complete variable, but they're most of it, because they're the ones that are there all the time. The players come and go, man. The owners come and go. There's all these variables they can't control. The one thing they can control is their attitude. And I said, well, I don't expect the Red Sox fans to cheer up. I got to do it myself. And that means I can't do it myself. The Angels can do anything. So we got to figure out, how does one contact the Angels? Again, this is not even a novel concept. Though as a kid, I'd never seen the movie Angels in the Outfield. I saw it recently, and I said, well, because obviously David Ortiz is good at baseball, but you give him a little bit of angelic assistance, right? Now, say you want to prove that magic was real. I heard a guy say that he believes Mariano Rivera to be on the Mount Rushmore of baseball pitchers. That's no small praise. That means even though he pitched much less innings than Walter Johnson, he's better than Walter Johnson. So, and then they gave this great anecdote, which was this great bit of trivia. More men have walked on the moon than scored runs against Mariano Rivera in the postseason. So I said, not your night, Mariano! Because are you that good? You're going to beat an angel? Is that what you thought? Did you think you had a chance against the Patriots when it was really prime time? Now, on the other hand, if you were the New York Giants, which in my all I can speak from is myself, right? My dad's original team is the New York Giants. He's not from Massachusetts. He moved there. But that's not where he's from. So I said, you gotta go for the New York Giants if it's one or the other. Likewise, after Tom Brady had been well fed, so to speak, came a time